1987 saw the arcade release of the iconic DoubleDragon, easily regarded as one of the most influential beat-em-up games of all time. Ushering in a golden age for the genre, DoubleDragon took the beat-em-up style to new heights with its detailed set of martial arts attacks and two-player cooperative gameplay, setting the standard that the inevitable wave of genre clones would consistently follow. It quickly became the highest-grossing arcade video game of 1988 in the US, and again in '89, and the ported versions also topped the sales charts on various home computers and consoles. Today we focus on the NES port. Released in June 1988, DoubleDragon sold over 100,000 copies at Toys R Us in the first 30 days alone, and though hardware limitations on the NES forced a handful of changes to both gameplay and story, the overall plot and style of play remained largely the same. The port also features an exclusive one-on-one Street Fighter style mode and an unexpected twist at the end of the game that no one at the time saw coming. This is DoubleDragon on the NES. Hello friends, welcome to another LK Retro playthrough. This is DoubleDragon for the NES, an all-time classic of a game, and one that helped define the beat-em-up genre. But before we get started here, let's take a quick moment to appreciate this awesome soundtrack. Talk about a staple from my childhood. I have had that opening theme in my head for over 35 years. I mean, at this point, it's almost like a life soundtrack or something, and not one word is uttered. The 80s come crashing back to life anytime I freaking hear it. Alright, let's get rolling. Audience retention. Well, y'all just got canceled. Every goddamn one of you. Ready to get it on. Alright. So obviously the strategy here, we're going to punch and punch some more. We're going to Mike Tyson these guys as much as we can, because by doing that we build up points faster. And we get these special moves, these hearts down here that you see at the bottom of the screen. These points that are counting up. It's currently at 720. And the more we punch, the faster we level up, and the faster we get, the cooler moves. So, foregoing the punching on these Linda chicks here, because it's just kind of a crapshoot sometimes with them. They're programmed to punch much faster than we are, so kind of defeats the purpose sometimes, especially if you're trying not to lose any lives, because what do you got, like 3 chances here? Yeah, chances. Kind of like in the Karate Kid game, that's what they called it. So, yeah, we are going to Iron Mike our way through the first couple of stages here, and just get these points built up. And kick them a couple of times, and then we can follow up with a punch or two. Although I think the whip is just as effective if you set it up with a couple of kicks first, but whatever. By the time we reach level 3, we're going to have at least 6 hearts, I think. And that'll give us the Macho Man elbow. That is quite the equalizer in this game. Makes a world of difference. But until then, pugilist. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Boom. Uppercut. Alright. And as tempting as it is to knock a Bobo off the conveyor belt there, it's worth your while to take a little extra time and score some extra hits, because you're just building up points and working toward that next level. Obviously they can do a variety of damage, but hold your own and try to power through it. There we go. Bitchin'. Let's get right to it. Well, these jump kicks. These guys are really sneaky with that in this game. Hold it. TJC. Was that Technos Japan Corporation? Like, I did not look that up. That literally just came to me.
What you want, a cookie?
Over 35 years I've been playing this game. TJC. That's got to be what that stands for. But who cares, right? My Virgo brain is addicted to trivial information. Some of you out there may be able to relate. Those who can't, I apologize. It's something that we have to live with. We as Virgos, it's both a blessing and a curse. Level 5. Kid Dynamite down here throwing these freaking firecrackers. Would have launched it and blew it up in his face, but I'd rather have the points, the experience, call it what you will. As soon as I get to where we want to be, I'll be returning the pyrotechnics right in their face, but as of right now, I've got to resist the temptation. Boom. Boy, this soundtrack's terrific. The music in this game is some of the best you'll hear on the NES. And, very impressive, too, that this came out in 1988. Was the year that the arcade was ported to the Nintendo. So, to have something that cool so early on in the console's lifespan, very impressive thing. Get out of my face. Oh, yeah, we must wait here. We got Ellen Ripley coming down in her 80s workout gear. It was for LV 426. Could have had them all. And working our way up the girders here. We're about to encounter a guy who was made brand new for the NES port, Mr. Chen Tai. Chen for short. Are you some kind of punker? God, I hate punkers. Mission 3 already. Watch out for the switchblade or whatever that is. Swiss Army knife. And I'm pretty much to the point now where I'm satisfied with where my level is, so I can start attacking these guys with the variety of techniques that we've picked up, like the ground and pound. Love that one. It's a good way to shortcut a lot of these guys. Hop on top of them and just beat their brains in. Of course, these guys here, they offer a little bit of resistance to that until you weaken them a bit. But that's alright. Sucker for the front sweep. You should know better than that, Bimmy. There we are. Moving right along, Mr. Redhead. I love that hair pull and that knee smash and overhand throw or reverse throw, whatever the hell you call it. It's almost like a snapmare, like a wrestling move. These guys can stand up long enough to take it, that is. Oh yeah! Hit him with that macho madness. And we got Batman here. Ain't nobody sweating him. Watch that knife. Hold it. Ooh. This is a tremendous game from the 1980s, and one from my childhood I'll never forget. I spent so much time with this game as a kid. And let me admit right here on camera, I could not beat this game as a kid without a Game Genie. As a kid, this was hard as hell. Much harder than the second game, ironically. But fortunately, age brings much wisdom, we hope. Some, if nothing else. And makes traversing these old games a little bit easier. We find ourselves thinking a little bit more, and the bourbon helps, if I'm being honest. So it's not nearly as difficult now as I found it back then. And you would think after 35 plus years, and I would have it down by now. And we've got two Abobos here. It's like the brutal tag team, like the Twin Towers. We got Big Boss Man and Akeem in our faces here. They managed by Slick. Or was it Jimmy Hart? It was Slick, wasn't it? Whatever. These stalactites here can be a big pain in the ass, but just take your time and don't be afraid to backtrack a little bit when you need to, like right there. This is not nearly as intimidating as it looks. Just kind of nickel and dime it down the field, and you'll get to these platforms where we'll perform a couple of jumps. Not too difficult. DoubleDragon was originally intended as a sequel to Renegade before being repackaged as a brand new title with a different cast and setting, but obviously kept the familiar story arc of the protagonist's girlfriend being captured by a mob boss, as that's always fun. And off we go. Now we can use it. Oh, in your face, boy. Still got that sneaky jump kick. That's alright, though. Wait. Time it just right. That's terrific. Alright, we're gonna fall off this ledge immediately because we got boulders or rocks or something. Look at his mouth. Look at that. And we wait it out here. As soon as we see a couple, we're free to move on. And we've got a couple more of these falling stalactites. Much shorter stretch than we had before. And we jump. Oh, shit. Got Jolly Green Beans doing the run in here. Hold up. Just set him up for his elbow. Soften him up a little bit first. Oh. And we've got one more to deal with. Pop. Two more. These Abobos take 4 direct elbow smashes. Or you can finish them that way. Anybody remember that old Green Beans commercial? Ho, 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 Green Giant. Alright, so we get to this part of the game here. It's part of the stage, and we want to hold our ground right here. I like to go ahead and dispatch all the enemies here versus, trying to progress in this area and have them pop out of these little mouse holes and come after you. You dispatch them until you hear that door open, and it's unmistakable when it happens. There it is. So we should be clear now to go ahead and move through this area. And this is going to effectively end the mission. This is really not a long game. Not a long game at all. Here we are. And I'm getting right to it here. Alright, let's wait till we get 3 in a row. There we are. Jump and jump again. Second one's a little bit different. We're going to wait for a long line that ends with the bottom ones. There. Woof. Well, that was close. Alright. Got some more chin dudes we got to dispatch before we can move on. I like to use the layout of the stage here to my advantage. Keep that one to my right, as long as it'll stay over there. It's a strange design these guys have, this 8-bit pixel. I mean, you look at him, he almost reminds me of, like, Shy Guy, or maybe even Birdo from Super Mario Bros. 2. They got that weird mouth. It's like, I don't know, you just halfway expect them to fire a giant egg at you at any time. Yeah, they're trying to change it up on us here. Yeah, there you go. Out of my face. And this should be the last one we got to deal with for now. Boom! Rock and roll. Say bye-bye to a Bobo. I read that in Nintendo Power. That was issue number 1, 1988. There was an entire section that was dedicated to giving you tips on how to navigate this game. And that was something that I didn't even realize at first. Didn't even know you could bypass him there. So, thanks Nintendo Power. Well, those were some good days. I miss flipping through those magazines as a kid. Boom. Ain't no match for them skills. Cobra Kai, son. All day. Alright. I'm gonna let him stand there and see if I can press on a little bit further. So it seems like when he's on screen, you don't get any other enemy activity until you get right here. And then the same thing. I'll leave him there and go ahead and jump. And again, up we go, and he's despawned now. And there's probably another one here. Pop, pop, thank you very much. And off we go. And we're already at the finale. And let's go ahead and decimate these fools. Well, you would think that by now these guys would understand. Billy here's not one to be trifled with. They better find something else to do because it's just not working out well for them. Off we go to the red carpet. Hollywood, baby. Bimmy's got places to be. Let's see if we can sucker these guys into this elbow and get them out before they cause us any damage, because we need the life bar. We need as much as we can hang on to, because this is a gauntlet area where they pretty much throw every enemy in the game at you in some form or fashion before the two bosses appear. Very good. And we got Chin and his buddy Chin once again. Juice and Jen. He didn't get me that time. Yeah, I've been studying the Terry Silver, Quicksilver method. Avoid the front sweep. Well, they always get that sneaky shot in there somewhere. Ah, I love that ground and pound. Alright, let's take care of these guys. Make short work. And now it's time for Mr. Willie. One-eyed Willie. Maybe. And yes, I am totally using, I guess it's a game glitch. If you stand right on par with the end of the red carpet there, as you can see, when he fires the machine gun, it goes right through us. It's like he turns into a freaking stormtrooper from Star Wars or something. He can't hit you no matter what happens. Bop! And the arcade version normally ends once you beat Willie, unless you're playing two-player co-op, in which case you end up having to fight each other to see who bangs Marion, I guess. Unexpected twist back then. The most notable difference in the NES port here is there's no two-player co-op, and instead you've got the alternating play. DoubleDragon was only the second game that Technos Japan developed for the NES, and the two-player mode was supposedly omitted because of the programmer's inexperience with the hardware. So as a result, the plot was changed a bit, with Billy Lee as the lone protagonist and Jimmy Lee becoming the final boss. I like to do the typical double kick followed by the elbow smash. The timing can be a little bit tricky sometimes, but once you get it down, you can pull it off. Caught him there. Alright, he should be weak enough now for the finish. I'm gonna go for it here. Oh, Jean-Claude, boy. And that's it. Which you gotta give it to him. I mean, these are supposed to be, like, horrible criminals, and yet they've got Marion hanging out in this luxury suite. Like, she was able to just take a nap over there and wait for us to show up. So, They can't be such bad guys. There's even a cat like hanging out under that table, it looks like. But all is well in Double Dragon land, and Billy's got Marion back, and good times are had until the sequel. If you know, you know. Yeah, bad things are awaiting Miss Marion, but as of right now, times are good. Like I said earlier, this is an all-time classic, not just for its time period. I mean, this is a game that truly stands the test of time, although it's clearly dated and it's 8-bit porting form here from the arcade. But seriously, every beat-em-up game that followed Double Dragon took key elements from the structure, the formula that it uses, and you see it still to this day. I mean, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge, one of the most recent examples I can think of, is yet another Double Dragon clone. And they follow the formula really well, and that's a hell of a game to play through also. And this is Double Dragon for the NES. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If this thing manages more than a couple hundred views, I may come back and do an updated version of Part 2 in the same format. Guys, be well, stay weird, happy gaming, and we'll see you next time.
You got 50,000 on Double Dragon? Yeah!